then the search becomes nearly impossible. The car you were looking for? Well, send it to me. That's what it's called? On Instagram? Wait. Isn't it Nico Desmet? I have you, yeah. I don't know if you followed back, but I got you, yeah. Name is just the same as on PlayStation. No, I was talking about me. You know, like, I don't know if you followed me back, you know, so... And in case if you were, like, trying to look for my name, it's just the same as I use for PlayStation.
Welcome to Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, where the temperatures and humidity are high and conditions will be tough for the drivers. I'm here with Anthony Davidson once again. Nice to see you, Ant, and I wanted to ask you about how you go about improving the car over the course of a practice session. How much would you say is already known from the pre-race simulations, and how much do you have to do, how much do you have to work on with a real car on a real circuit?
Well, that's a good question, Crofty, and I suppose the simple answer is that there's no such thing as too much information. As you say, the bigger teams have very complex simulations, vast numbers, crunching the numbers back at base. But what they can't tell you is stuff like how the track condition's going to be, or what the temperature's going to be doing over the course of the day, and how all of that's going to be interacting with the tyre. There are so many millions of tiny variables involved in getting...
From the shape, it looks a bit like a mixture between a Lotus and Austin.
You still need to put a human being in there and have them feel it through the seat of their pants. That's why we end up
like the tail end looks like an Austin Healey or something, I think. And the front like the Lotus hood. Okay, yeah. Well, I guess it's a British car, so since it has the Union Jack in it, so it kind of makes sense if they kind of resembled them. Yeah, the car looks like it's gonna go for, I don't know, maybe 180, 190,000. If you want to see toy cars, man, you should see me driving with Maury the classic F1 cars. Yeah, because in this one you can drive the classic cars pretty much any year up, starting with the year 1972. So we're driving cars that are even older than you, man. And what they did in the 70s with the F1 cars, crazy. Like, let's just put out one example. The 1972 Lotus has a rear wing. It's fucking humongous, man. Yeah, but that was some point in, wasn't that like 75, 76 or something, where they tested it in Monaco and then it got banned right away? Yeah, yeah, it looks stupid. Same as they did with the one Williams, where they had like where they used a gearbox system where the gearbox would deliver the full power from the engine all the time. But the car would just sound like, you know, stupid. And it was way too fast, so like compared with the other cars, so that one got banned as well. There were some cars in the F1 that were like designed and never made it because they were considered to be way too superior.
Okay, just want to remind you to keep an eye on your tyre usage. We have to give 2 seconds.
But yeah,
the rest of the weekend.
I think I can. Yeah, I'm gonna share screen and I'm gonna show you some of those classic cars we can drive in here. Where is it? Cheers. Mm. 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 Hmm. Like this is the if you watch, this is the 1972 Lotus, man. Look at that rear wing, man. L uh, Pamela? How the fuck can you? Yeah. Because of the group chat where yeah. Mhm. Like on the rear wing, you could put up uh moving boxes, man. And the car looks just so funny because it looks a bit like that Ram car they used in Fast and Furious 6, you know? Uh, yeah, the buggy where they flipped the other cars with, you know, where they went through the traffic in London. Yeah, that's how it feels like with this car, man. Like if you drive and then you look back, you know, like you're like, God damn, not loading? No. I'm sharing screen, you know, like through the party, so you can watch it like that. Yeah, no. I'm sharing screen, so you can like see more or less live when I'm moving. Uh, and then and then at the 1976 Ferrari, man, look at that front wing, man. That, that yeah, a bit like that one. The 78 Lotus, then again, is okay, you know, looks more like you would expect an F1 car to look like. Then the 1979 Ferrari again was a fucking complete disaster. Yep, yep. Yeah, that's the one that revolutionized the design of F1. Because of that car, you know, they still keep doing the cars like they did it with this one. You know, the way of fabricating it. And then we go on to the first Senna cars. 88 is legendary year where he left the entire field in Monaco, except for Prost. The 91 one. The 88 looks also a bit funny. And when you drive it, the RPMs go up, and it looks like Kit because it's like black, and then you have red lights move going up, so it looks like Kit is talking to you. That's funny. Like, that's my favorite one to drive with the old gen, the the 92 Williams, man. Sturdy, delivering, and it sounds nice. That one is a beauty. The 95 Ferrari with those golden rims, and that's the last V12 we ever got from Ferrari. You know, usually they put in championships winning cars. I mean, this one didn't win in 95, you know, but it just sounds so perfect. 96 Williams, 98 McLaren. First one from double championships winning years for Häkkinen. 02 Ferrari. I never got the part why they started putting in the 2003 Williams. I was like, that car didn't win shit. I mean, I get like if you put in 2000, 2002, and 2004 Ferrari because that was like the first to win consecutive. The 2002 because of most dominant, and 2004 because of last winning streak for Schumacher. The 2006 for Renault looks okay, you know, in overall, but the front wing looks weird. You know, because you have like these dents in the front. 2007 Ferrari is so ugly, and it looks so high up. Uh, yeah, I mean, just look at the year of difference, you know, the Renault And then that Ferrari, it looks like, I don't know, you have there like what, 20 centimeters between the car and the ground? What the fuck were they thinking? That car is gonna lift up. That one is also very ugly. Uh, uh, that 2009 Braun, that one is okay. OP car when it comes to rain and narrow circuits. Uh, when it accelerates like a rocket, more or less. And then you have the 2010 Red Bull in here. So it's a good amount of cars. Let me count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 classic cars you can drive. That's a good list, man. Mm. And that makes it fun, you know. And because we're doing ranked races, and you can vote. You have there like three circuits where you race with modern F1 cars, and then there's like one extra where you can vote for a classic car ranked race. And Maury and me always go for the ranked race with the classic cars, but it's going to be a random track and a random car. So the game will decide what you will get in combination. And that makes it funny, you know, because sometimes you get the car from, I don't know, 2002 Ferrari, let's put it, or you could have like the 1976 Ferrari, you know, or the Lotus. It's flipping a coin, and then we have to race with that one. That makes it fun. Maury and me, we started doing it a bit different today. You know, we start pressing the buttons to like open up a ranked race lobby. And we have agreed on 3 cars that we don't drive. The 2008 McLaren, shit car, has like the brakes are bleh. You need to brake way earlier than like the markings tell you to, and even then the brakes seem to fail. 2007 Ferrari, also shit brakes, and like on the 2008 also behaves like a bastard. Like you cannot predict at any point that car what's it gonna do. Very unstable. So those two and the 1998 McLaren. That you can only do when you do like a career, or how it is called later on, my team. Here, when you do like those rank races, you have to take the car clean as it goes, like how it was back in the days. You know, like the only thing you can do is like enable or disable traction control, ABS, you know, like supporting systems for driving, or you know, like then also other features like racing line, and stuff like that. Yeah. No, it's not here. Oh, well, I'm gonna go into career. Should be able to see it from there. What assists you can enable and disable. Uh, Too late. Couldn't press an options anymore. Oh, fuck it.
Welcome to Abu Dhabi.
Well, the assists are, yeah. Well, you can have a braking assist, but if you use it braking assist, I don't know. That brakes way too early, and you know, before it, then you might as well just click on pause and let the AI drive for you in online. in regular you can't do, because then the game just pauses. Yeah, braking assist, you have anti-lock brakes, traction control, dynamic race line, and you can choose if you want to shift yourself or the game does it for you. Automatic, even like if the car originally has like a sequential transmission or something like that, you know. And you can enable or disable a pit release or assist. And then also in this game you have an ERS mode, you know, like for how much you wanna deploy your battery. In 2020, I don't know if they also started with that in 2019, but they also have like the DRS assist. That one helps you when when they go on these certain areas on the straights, you know, where they can like open up their flaps to like go in speed boost. Like here in Abu Dhabi, it would be like where you see this. No, they don't have they have it like on the main straights, like that long on the top, and then the one that follows right after, which is like formed like a curve.
Okay, yes, remember about this circuit. It's quite a late apex, so make sure you don't cut across the curb on the pit lane entry. You can run too much time if necessary, but there is less.
Next year they coming up with something funny. Now they have a rear wing DRS, you know, like a flap in the rear wing opens up. For next season, what they're gonna do is that shit, but on the front wing. I'm gonna think that there's gonna be a ton of crashes because I don't think it's gonna handle the cars well, you know. It's just basic physics. The front wing is meant to keep the car on the ground. And you know, those electronics, they tend to have a malfunction. Sometimes those flaps stay open. And then you can't control and steer with the car anymore. With the rear, it's something different, you know? Because then you can still have the front to like maneuver the car. But if you have those flaps open, you know, the rear wing is not going to help you to like move the car. The rear wing is just mainly to like keep putting it on the ground. Not like... Yeah. So I don't think it's a smart idea to swap from rear wing DRS to front wing DRS. And especially, I don't think it's gonna build up that much more speed as you do it with the rear wing DRS as you do now, because then they shoot up like 20-25 kilometers per hour more. Yep. Here in this game, yeah, I can actually show you. Here you still have to use to activate that DRS again yourself, you know. So there's no system helping you. I can show you around how it works. You're still watching. Like in the race, it's only when you're like 1 second behind, or like within 1 second behind the car in front of you. But in practice and in qualifying, you always have access to it, whether there's a car in front of you or not. See, there's this flap, and it's gonna close soon. I'm hoping to hit the brake. See, there it closed. And now it's gonna open shortly again when I press the button. Oops! Yep. Didn't make the turn looking back then. Okay, let's try again. Well, this time it worked. Not that easy to drive straight on a turning one and opening. But I think now you got an impression how it works. You know, the flap opens and then you shoot up in speed. And that shit they want to do to the front wing. No, it's not safe. Yeah, that's the plan for next year. I don't think that is well thought through, though. We're gonna see, yeah, crashes every year, every race weekend, I believe. So that's something they never tested before, and it just makes the car not even close being predictable anymore. And like I said, you know, those systems can have a malfunction. Like it happened now already, you know, with the rear wing. You know, that the flap will stay open, and when the flap's open, you cannot turn the car. Because the main reason is, you know, to just like gain speed, but you're sacrificing maneuverability over speed, you know? Which makes sense, you know, on the straight you don't need to maneuver that much. But, you know, if the flap stays open, you can still control and move the car through the front wing. So, it is kinda semi-safe as it is now. Front wing, and that shit is not closing. No. Yeah, well, I mean, they keep changing the rules since the existence of the F1, you know, to like give technology always the chance to like develop itself. But that FIA president, that Mohammed or whatever he's called, like that Arabian guy, said they need to speed up if they really want to implement the bigger engines again, you know, like V8, V10 or V12, because it takes some time to put that in, and you know, drivers wish for it as well, because and the teams, since the engines become fucking horrifically high in production cost, you know, and it keeps growing each year. So smaller teams cannot afford to like develop an engine, and that makes it impossible for them to like compete in F1, even if they would have liked it to. And the engines and the cars, you know, everything becomes bigger and well, not bigger, but more heavier per year. You know, so even they gain up maybe a little bit of BHP. They keep adding on weight onto the car, so they are not going faster, even though if they added horsepower to the car. And then also, you know, they only have access to that horsepower for a certain amount per lap. I think for like 16 seconds, and then they'll drop about 180 horsepowers with when the battery has been used. So. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, the horsepower has to be related to the weight, you know, that it needs to shift. Like, that's why I like the V10, because they were moving almost the same amount of horsepower, but like at least 200 or 250 kilograms less. They were, I think most of the time they went for like 900 horsepower, but the car was like weighing between 650 and 700. So the car was kicking your ass. Now you have, but also only in qualifying, you have like, yeah, a bit over 1,000. But the car weighs, I think, way more. Gotta check it up. Let's just take the Red Bull from last year. The RB. Yeah, that one weighs from last year or from this year. That one weighs 800, including the driver. But doesn't say how much horsepower is moving. Well, gotta look 1 year before then. Maybe they've given out a number there.
Repay them with a strong performance.
Doesn't say. Does it say in English how much horsepower it was moving? Yeah, 1,020 horsepower. But that's with the battery. And the car weighs 700. Was weighing 798.
is a 140.0.
Why the fuck doesn't it say how much horsepower the battery is like generating? A 120 kilowatts. What the fuck is that in horsepower? 150, yeah. Something like that, I think. Or can I look that up with my phone? The converter. Force. Yeah, that's like 160 horsepower. 161. So, no. 16 seconds and then you lose 161 horsepower per lap. So actually for like most time of the lap you only have like, yeah, 850. No? Same horsepower as they, but with like 200 kilograms more. That solves the math, you know. That's why, you know, they don't accelerate pretty much the same anymore.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute 40.0. Engine fired, we're set.
An interesting practice session there then. Let's remind ourselves of the top three, who are Vettel, Raikkonen and Wright. Practice times are on the board then, but no points are on offer just yet. We'll be back with more F1 action soon.
Sure. Cheers to the Coke. Welcome. Seriously, I can't buy that one. And that one goes for 1,700 bucks. Ah. Yeah. Ugh. Oh, okay, so I have one set of hyper stuff and 2 ultra softs. Okay. I'm gonna use that one for race strategy first. Hmm? Trying to Did you say EAMG? So it's like an electric Benz? I thought you said EAMG. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, the AMG Black Series is with a V8 engine or the V6? Yeah, I think Mercedes-Benz is bringing back the V8 AMGs because they saw like they didn't get the best receptions when they tried the V6. Yeah, I mean, that's also one of the reasons why I keep driving the classic cars here in F1 with more, you know. The sound, sound is key for the feeling for me, I guess, you know, same as it is for a certain amount of real F1 drivers. In racing cars, well, I think it kind of depends on what kind of category you're looking at. I think for a regular car, you know, like a GT car or something like that, V6 is okay, you know. I mean, Porsche has designed, I think, a good amount of V6 cars with these electric stuff, you know, they do sound okay, but for me that's not the sound I would be like, yeah, F1, because the V6 in F1, they don't sound like a car that is like designed to more or less attack the track, you know. It's more like a little meow. Yeah, you know. And, you know, F1 is considered to be like the highest league of racing, so for me then it only makes sense if it sounds menacing. And I mean, you can get the same lap times with a V8 or with a V10 if you just put on the tires they're using from these days. No, because the V10 and the V8, they had different tires. Put on those slicks, you know, that they use now, and ooh, cars will be doing way different lap times. Oh, yeah. Bravos, you're not going wrong if you do Bravos, man. On your Mercedes. Hi, whoever is watching. uh, uh, mm, isn't that the SLS AMG? Oh, wait, so that's like more of an OG from the early 2000s you're talking about? Um, mm, 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 mm. Um, wait a sec. Uh, wasn't that like that CLK 722? Uh, uh, oh, SLR McLaren. Yeah, yeah. SLR. Wait, I'm gonna send it to you on Insta. Oh, you looked it up too, so I don't need to send it to you. Okay. Uh, mm, mm, yeah, yeah, yep, yep. Yeah, but I think on Mercedes cars it's actually fitting though. If they have this long hood like a pony car. Well, let's look at it like that. They used a Mercedes in Justice League as Batman's car. Hmm. It's like when he meets up with Flash. You know, after he was like breaking into his hideout, and you know when he was checking out about the superpowers, and then they go out of the hideout and they go towards his car, and Flash is asking like, "What's your superpower?" Then and he's like, "I'm rich." And then you know they enter his car, and that's a Mercedes concept car they entering there. Uh, yeah, 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 yeah. And then uh, um, Justice League Mercedes. Uh, uh, that's the AMG Vision Gran Turismo. Uh, That one, that car looks like it's been straight sent from the future, man. Very, very futuristic design. AMG Vision Gran Turismo, it's called. And the car has only been designed for that movie. Quite an investment by Mercedes, I must say. Mm,
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:37.0.
no, it's fine. It's a bit like with the PlayStation app. If you put your phone aside while entering a message and then you open your phone back up, then it keeps sending the messages over and over again until you clear your cage. And they haven't fixed that issue since they released that PlayStation app. Kinda pisses me off. Mm. Oops. Mm. Uh. Wee. Hmm. The back of that car kinda reminds me of the Bugatti Tourbillon or whatever it's called. You know that Chiron Super Edition. It's called the Tourbillon. You know, with these mechanic um interior. You know, on the steering, where you have like these wheels. where it looks like the car is a bit analog in the inside. And the back of the car kind of reminds me of that Gotti. Looks very nice. But the cooling system in the front kinda it looks a bit like it got stolen from an Alfa Romeo though. With these vents, in the front. Yeah. Ah, then it makes sense. Yeah, now it makes sense why it's reminding me of Alfa Romeo. Sick design by them though. Concept car, I reckon. Uh, if money don't, yeah, if money don't matter for me, and I could choose like 3 cars, um, um, a Ferrari 250 GTO, Koenigsegg Jesko, yeah. And the third one, Ferrari F40. Those would be my 3 go-to cars. Ah, that one, yeah. On the modern day Ferraris, yeah, it feels like it feels like they're just swapping out names. I don't know what's their like. Are they not paying their engineers and designers enough money? So they're like, you know what? For that paycheck, I'm gonna invest some more time for a sick design. Or what the hell is going on? Or maybe they should just fire their team and hire new stuff. Yeah, but what happened with times, man? Like I've shown you, how they went through in the design of F1 cars. No, they weren't scared to design a car. What happened in society that they are not willing to do that anymore? To be like, oh, I'm gonna come up with something that hasn't been seen before. Like they've done it up until from the 80s, 90s, more or less up until to the 2000s, late 2000s. I think the last car that was like something you have never seen before was the Bugatti Veyron and the Mercedes SLS AMG. So like up until 2010, more or less. I think that was like the last year where you're like, yeah, no, hasn't been seen before. Everything else after has been given to the customers in one or the other way, I would say. Oh, yeah, the Centenario, yeah. Yeah, Yeah, that was like, but I'm talking also about like main car culture also, you know. Yeah, the Centenario was. I mean, it had his little brother, the Veneno. But yeah, I would call them with like one breath, you know. Yeah. When I saw that car in the fourth Transformers movie, I was like, yep, I know why the robot fell in love with that one. I just never got the part why they designed the Countach remake, but they couldn't allow the OG lights, you know. Yeah. 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 I was like, seriously, guys, just allow it, man. This is like an iconic car. It has been allowed 40 years ago. Just, you know, and it's not like we're moving backwards in technology. We're moving forward, so it's going to be safer, not less safe. That's my main issue with it, I would say then.
1 minute 36.3.
Yeah. What a shame.
Classification at the end of the session then. Here are your top three. Wright, Raikkonen and Marcus Ericsson. That's it for practice then. We'll see you again soon.
Amazing performance out there. You must be really happy.
You really put a lot of effort into practice today. Are you testing new components? You were flying in practice. Do you think you can carry this over to qualifying?
Appreciate your time.
In miles, you're talking now, right? Yeah, but you can, like an A-class Mercedes, you can't squeeze in there too much power anyway. short hood. I think maybe you can put it up to like 450, 460 maybe, something like around that. What? I don't think you can do that in real life unless you cut the car open and extend the actual hood. Uh, At least they didn't ask you to pay for the mirrors as well, too, huh? I guess we have to see how that stuff is working in GTA 6. Think so? Yeah, well, I mean, we have inflation, but I hope at least then it's gonna be more relatable to what you earn. Oh. Mm. Yeah, it kind of makes sense if you only put in a 4-gear transmission. You know, you go up with the RPMs more higher and make use more. Um, yeah, you lose less horsepower on the RPMs. Yeah. Shit, more than quadrupled. Must feel like a rocket then. What does it weigh? Yeah, of course. Yeah, gives you better traction at the beginning. Yeah, acceleration and yeah, corner stability. Yeah. Yeah, that's something you can do here in F1 as well when you design your setup, but that's more for the brakes, you know.
Track is quiet
You
right
can
now again. Let's get on
choose
track.
how
Let's
you
go.
want to shift your brake. Well, I would hope so too. If you've quadrupled the horsepower, it should do a little bit more than that. And right now you have the four gear transmission. Yeah. Uh.
Personnel be aware. Car leaving.
Yeah. Stability, yeah. Nah, so he's sacrificing corner stability for straight line speed. Well, yeah, that's a gamble you have to make, you know, like you have to, that kind of depends on the car's behavior in general. If it is stable by nature, because of design, then you can sacrifice stability over a straight line speed, I would say. But if it and then it also comes to like how certain you are of your skills and corners. I don't know if you think you know you going through corners fine or not. Most likely, Mm.
Our best lap so far is a 1:35.0.
The grid is all set then for the race tomorrow. But before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top three, who are Wright, Raikkonen and Sebastian Vettel. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for...
Mm. Yeah. That's when I play a new F1 game. I'm not taking the car on the track and then like go out there like 100 times on each track to figure out the setup that is like working out the best of the car. I'm just looking up setups. I'm a bit lazy when it comes to that. Because, you know, there's like 24 tracks and I'm not willing to invest like 100 hours before I actually gonna compete with the car. No, I know my skills, I know the tracks, and you can always think of like, okay, setup should be where somewhere this, I need like more corner stability, I need more straight line speed, blah blah blah, and especially it helps if you already have like a source where you know like, okay, it's a reliable one, like I can move with that pretty much fine. No, because you have to do that then each year all again by yourself. No, I'm not doing it. I can adapt to a setup to up to a certain amount. I'm just curious how it's gonna be when I'm gonna buy myself that F1 wheel then. That's gonna be different. And it's gonna be fucking expensive. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna buy as well. I'm gonna buy one by Fanatec. I've sent to Tom like how I want it, and it's gonna cost me almost 3,000 euros. Yeah, well, most people go for like a setup that, like up to 1,000, I would say. Like Maury bought himself a wheel for 400 euros. He was like, "You sure you want to buy a wheel for that?" And I was like, "I want one, that is like shaped in the design of an F1 car steering wheel." And the bundle I'm gonna buy, well, it's not a complete bundle, it's gonna be steering wheel, the wheel base, and the pedals, and then you have to buy the seat and the cockpit extra. So I want to have it with like the F1 wheel, and maybe one day I'm gonna buy a regular car wheel, that is like shaped as a car steering wheel, so I can like switch from the F1 to the car wheel if I feel like playing something different. But it just makes more sense for me if I'm driving an F1 car that I'm turning as an F1 wheel, I think. Yeah. 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 Well, I'm gonna enjoy it. You know, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I had one before from Logitech, the G29, and I mean, I sold it because it was just very uncomfortable trying to play with that one on F1 games. Hey, welcome back. Yeah, I'm looking forward. The hospital of Hanover is like inviting me for research. I got an appointment there to like come by at the 15th of August. And then they're gonna tell me after, you know, whether I'm gonna be accepted or not. And those researchers where you like attend and help out, they usually hand out good money. And yeah, I'm probably gonna use that money then for the steering wheel, and then I just need to save up for the cockpit and the seat itself. And that's quite affordable then. You know, if you get halfway done with side money, then it's less of a drama. Yeah, well, just... Yeah. I mean, I had the seat too. But the seat I used to have was very low. And since I have my TV quite high up on like on a high board, which is almost a meter high, and then you're sitting on the ground, it's I don't know. I would need to almost move out of my living room to like look up to the TV properly, you know. Or I would get this fucking stiff neck. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you know, like I said, the seat was very low. So and you know, I'm doing long race sessions. So when I'm racing, I'm usually racing for like 6-7 hours. And if you look that long high up, no, my neck, So that's why that's why I was going for that one, because I saw the seat is higher up, so I can move it in my room quite fine, and and look on the TV. I mean, the rig as I would want it, you could also put a TV up on it, up until like 65 inch I saw. But no. If I have the 75 in here, I'm not gonna mount up a 65 inch on that rig. Like putting a TV in front of the TV feels stupid. Mm. What's the limit for keeping it in the S-Class? So you're gonna try to experiment a little bit with it more to like see where the limit is for S-Class? Yeah, but do you wanna like keep finding out how much more you can push it before it ends up in the X-Class? Yeah, but I got that part, but like, do you want to see like how much more you can get it to? Like, not like 402, maybe like 410 or something? No, you. Mm. 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 Oh, well, that's good then. Yeah, makes me. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, try to put the rocket under a smart. It's not gonna end up well. How was the movie?
Good.
Nice.
And it was animated Hellboy.
Well done. That was a good qualifying performance.
Very good. Yeah, no problem. He's chasing for like vampires in that one, and really cool movie. Yeah, they're good. I like them too. Ron Perlman did a good job. But the thing is, that Hellboy is a bit too good looking. Ouch. Too clean. So David Harbour's version is better. But I don't know why it wasn't like a hit in America. In Europe it did very well, and Asia too. But what the fuck? Well, that's because they were crying for Ron Perlman to come back again, and I guess that what they wanted, like a third movie, like make it a trilogy.
Oh. And does it change the speed to the top speed? Something. Yeah, so you have a relatable test. Better to like change bit by bit, so you know what exactly is changing, rather than like changing a fucking ton of the car, and then like you have a complete different. So you have like. So you always know, like, okay, last time it was this, now it's that. Was it better or weaker? No.
So here we are, ready to go racing for one final time this year. Another season of victories, controversies and rivalries lies in our wake. And just one challenge remains here in the United Arab Emirates on a circuit that made its spectacular debut back in 2009. Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We're almost ready to go then. This is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Wright lines up on pole position, and Kimi Raikkonen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Hülkenberg, Lewis Hamilton, and Ocon, Leclerc, Bottas, Sirotkin, and Daniel Ricciardo, Perez, Ericsson, Lance Stroll, and Magnussen, Grosjean, Alonso, Stoffel Van Dorn, and Brendan Hartley. Verstappen and Pierre Gasly rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
I mean, of course, she is there to get like treatment, and she could be sleeping a lot. I mean, that makes sense too, you know. So the logical thing is that she sleeps a lot now, that she will be completely out. And I haven't heard anything from the son, and I bet he would have written me something. I mean, he's with his father, but they have probably been notified by Maddie's father, I guess.
rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
It's not nice. Evil people, they seem to vote for nice just fine. Nice people,
That's the same shit that my mom kept telling me.
Right, let's focus now on the rest of the race. Say that again, we're having trouble receiving. Didn't catch that. Say again. We don't currently have their data for that request. Got that confirmed. Say again, you're breaking up.
And maybe you get some good karma for it. Long time.
Couldn't receive that. Repeat the message. They're on threshold results.
Yeah, sometimes I'll say that. But, I would rather be a nice person.
This is 1.3 seconds. They're on threshold results.
Maybe get something I don't deserve.
Confirmed. Repeat that. There's interference. Copy.
I was thinking to myself, maybe I'm done for doing this right away. that's what we call mama. Something bad will happen to you. But you don't have to talk to money, I don't care. I'll just you'll be fine. If I hear something from you tomorrow, maybe. The thing is that the guy who's your father is actually not your father. He's the guy that... No, he has never been the father. But he gave it all to Maddie's mom. That's how it is. Oh, apparently, I asked Matthew about that. Oh shit! No! I'm gonna give the mom an impression that it's fine. You know? Yeah. Very high and mighty is his sister, and that she's all that. like I told Steve,
I was there too, bro. You always keep forgetting about me.
Oh, you were there too? Oh, I thought this was the time when it was just me and Steve, but
Come on, when am I not in the parties? I'm rarely in the movies, man.
left on the left.
Say again. Understood, copy that. Was a 2 minute 0.5. You are in first position, front of the pack. Vettel is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 49.5 seconds. They're on fresh ultra softs. Pit window open, 3 laps time. Pit window opens in 3 laps. 6 laps to go.
No reaction.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the white softs.
Her body is full of
again soon. It should be alright for the time being, but you will start to find it a bit more slippery out there.
Tomorrow.
Say that again, having trouble receiving. Not that, Renault. Scheduled pit stops.
Yeah, I meant if I don't hear anything, I think
Fantastic. You won the Grand Prix.
Great win then for the Renault team today. Tell me, Ant, what was the key to this success?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
As we can see, it's time for the podium, and I can see the Renault team underneath our commentary box going crazy as their drivers walk out. It was a great win, and it means a great deal to this team.
If something has happened, then she will be cagey, and I can hear it in the voice of his nose, I bet.
Wright increases their championship lead. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
My driver of the day was Max Verstappen. He did a cracking job moving through the field, just highlighting why he's so highly rated in the paddock.
That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
He has the number of, yeah, I don't know what he has been told, you know, if they don't want to ruin his vacation or something, because he's with his
Good day
father
today.
now in
Tell us about it
Stockholm,
from your perspective.
in Sweden. So
It doesn't get much better than a win at this track, does it?
I'm just gonna ask him for the number of his grandfather, and then yeah, that will
Everything
be it.
went your way today. It looked like you had a really good strategy for the race.
And maybe
Would you say that your rival is still on your level?
Something, because I thought like I was gonna do something today, but I was thinking like, nah, I'm gonna.
You're
give
surpassing
it
all
tomorrow
expectations. Can
because she could be
anything
full
or
of
anyone stop you?
medications right now. So, and if she is, she ain't gonna be awake. I remember she told me about last time that she was sleeping for like 2 or 3 days
Great.
straight
Well, that's
at the
everything.
hospital. So that is a good explanation for why I don't hear anything, but still, I worry. She don't deserve that bullshit. I told her to cut out that fucking coke as well, but no, that can't do that. That's gonna fuck up your ulcer even more.
Nice job this season. You've been performing well, and that's putting us in a strong negotiating position contract-wise. Plus, my 10%'s getting more valuable. So enjoy your break, and keep up the good work next year.
Just wanted to say congrats on the podium. It's thoroughly deserved. We were sweating those last few laps on the pit wall, but you brought it home.
It's time for us to renegotiate your contract. Here you can see the current deal. Once negotiations begin, the team will make you an offer. You can accept if you like, but I strongly suggest we push for better terms.
I'm just gonna cut out sodas altogether. I'm gonna drink sparkly water, and that has to be enough. I'm just gonna cut it out. If I like for Christmas and birthdays and for certain things, yeah, I'll take a Coke, but I'll do a regular Coke and not fucking sugar-free bullshit. Oh.
We're asking for too much here. We need to make some compromises. Okay, that proposal looks good. It seems all parties are happy with the deal, so it'll commence at the next race weekend.
Yeah. The what? Oh. Oh, okay. I heard that John came on and stayed actually. You told me that, Nico. Yeah, because you're a nice guy. You would rather be a nice guy than an asshole, so yeah. But I understand why. It is quite rude to come in, and even I have noticed that with John, that when he comes in, he goes, "Hi, Tom," instead of "Hi, everybody." But now, lately, I've heard him say, "Hey, guys." So I guess he's not a completely lost cause. Could be. But then he says he's trying to. What it annoys me a bit though is that he says he's trying to like keep in touch with Mike and talk with. And it's nice to be nice to Mike. I don't have issues with him being that. But then why can't you talk and be nice to the people in here then that have defo not done anything wrong?
To be honest, I don't get the part where he's trying to be nice with Mike because he heard it. Like Mike is the guy. Like whenever he gets the chance to like talk shit behind your back, just to put himself into a better position, he'll do so.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat too.
And that's probably the least kind of category of person I would try to hang out with.
Alrighty then. Another year, another championship. I hope you're well rested. Well, as much as you can be for someone who has to spend half their life in the gym anyway. Let's get to it.
Yeah. I don't this obsession that he has to be Mike's buddy. I don't know why. Ah. Ah, can you speed up? Hmm. Yeah. No, I don't understand why you need to feel like you need contact with Mike, to be honest. I don't get it. But that's his deal. And like I said, I don't mind Mike around us. I just don't need to speak with him. I don't mind him being um in the sessions with us. I wouldn't care. but I don't have the need to speak with him and be buddy-buddy.